Well, hello. So, as the video title suggests, yes, I've already pre-thought of one. What are the options? Well, option one, the cylinder head, this bit, valve body, whatever you want to call it, is foobar. With the best will in the world to to restore the valve seats and stuff like that and get a nice even thing on the combustion chamber. I'm not saying it can't be done, because it probably could be done, and in a minute when I tell you the plans for the barrel, or potential plans, you'll say, well, you could have had that done at the same time. The only trouble with machining this back to a smooth surface, because it's pretty mullered. In fact, I will show you some of the, look, deep,
hello, motherfucker,
knackered, completely fucked. So yes, oh, I've just put you on top of the heater. Oh, there we go. I haven't got the heater on, it's quite mild. So yeah, I can reclaim a lot of the stuff out the head, such as the valve adjusters, the rockers, the cam, springs, keepers, all that kind of thing. The movie parts I can recover. I'm gonna have to get a pair of valves regardless, but they're available. That's okay. I think I said in the other Phyllis video, I think the cylinder head was something like 333 quid. Not sure whether that included VAT. I have since found some new old stock ones in Greece of all places. Hang on. For not £300. In fact, quite a reasonable price. Even if you include the fact that it had cost, well, they're saying 40 quid to ship, you are still well below half of the Suzuki UK price. Now bear in mind, it's going to need valve guides, it's going to need valves, and that's pretty much it. And because it's a new adular head, you'll have to lap all the valves in and shit. Umbrella technical term, and shit. So the cylinder head can be replaced. That's not a problem. But this is a failure like this on some bikes is pocket money to repair. That was a Honda Cub or anything like that. Parts are readily available. You can literally throw a brick in it, spare parts. This, not so much. It's a unique cylinder head and barrel to that bike, and it was only made for 2 years, and then it became a 125 automatic, step through basically. So I don't know why it only lasted 2 years. A lot of Jap bikes, they'll sort of make it 3 years and then they'll have they'll either be replaced or they'll have an update or something like that. So that's an unusually short run. Maybe they didn't sell. In fact, against the Honda Innova and stuff like that, you can pretty much guarantee they didn't sell. There's not many of them in the UK at all. I've tried, in the meantime, since the last video, I've tried a load of scooter breakers and all that lot. The odd one has the odd bit, but none of them have engines. There's the odd casing knocking around, like the proper crank cases left and rights and stuff, but they can still be had new. If you go on eBay worldwide, they're not that bad. But if you use Suzuki UK, you're going to have your wallet extracted through your bell end sideways. And it's funny that how I've noticed it with the ZZR as well. I can order parts for the ZZR from Japan for sometimes 1/10 of the price that Kawasaki UK charge. Now all that cannot be import taxes and stuff like that, because the stuff's already on the shelf, etc. I think it's just, well, we'll charge what the market can stand and we'll fuck the UK as usual. Barrel nehers, Now this barrel, if I haven't shown you before, let's have a look down there, look. You can see it did get bashed about a little bit. But the thing is, I can't feel any of them. They are super smooth. So I'm wondering if a bloody good honing could repair that barrel. I don't know. The only other thought I had was, I bought the 150 kit because obviously I didn't check dimensions or anything like that because I'm a knobhead. But height wise, stuff like that, this cylinder is the same. However, where you have the dowels is your oil, part of your oiling system. They're wider so oil can pass through between the studs and get to where it needs to go. They're the opposite on these, and also the studs spacings are completely different. If it was a case of tighten it down till it fits, I'd fit that, because the head will fit on it, but like I say, it's wrong. It's just wrong. But if you've got a van or a GN or something like that, that's your boy, and that's a 150. So the only other option I had was, could I get an engineering shop to press out the sleeve in this, because that is a sleeved liner. By the looks of it, it's stepped because it's very thin down the bottom and quite thick at the top, which suggests it's like a cup, and then it's pressed in till it seats. Could that be done to this? Because if so, I've then already got a piston and shit, technical term. So that's another option. It wouldn't affect clearances or anything like that. The other piston's mullered anyway, so I don't think I can rightly just get another piston and slap it in this, because I think, even though I can't feel your piston rings will find them and combustion gases will find them, and I just don't think it'll run well as it is. If you saw that barrel on something else, you'd throw it away. So the only other option is get it skimmed or something like that, and see if you can get an oversized piston, which is, if you're going to go to that trouble, you may as well just do that, put the sleeve in. So that's my option so far. The only other option is get a 125 semi-automatic pit bike engine, and then, because I haven't had the engine out in Phyllis, there's no guarantee it's going to mount up square or even be anywhere near it, because most of your pit bike stuff is made to fit like knockoff monkeys and stuff like that. The Honda Innova engine is different, significantly different enough that I don't think it'll work. Even though you can put an Innova engine straight into like an old C90 and stuff like that, they pretty much go straight in. I don't think it's going to be the case for this. And I haven't even looked for Honda Innova engines, and to be quite honest, that'll make it a bit of a bastard. So yeah, that's my options. I'm waffling, I'm now going. Let me know what you think. But I think probably getting this machined is probably the way to go. But also, realistically, I've got to look at, if I'm going to do that, I've got to keep the bike till it's run into the ground, because as far as money goes, I haven't got any. But also, if I'm going to invest that kind of money to repair that bike, I can replace it. I can replace the whole bike for probably less, a lot less than what it's going to cost to repair it. So I'm going to have a little think about that as well. So I don't know yet. I'm up in the air with it. Yes, we're walking in the air. Shut up. I nearly forgot. Lumens. Some people have actually asked me how the car got on in Scotland, because we obviously went up right on the tail end of Storm Bastard, whatever it was called, Amy. And yeah, if we'd have gone up a day earlier, we probably wouldn't have got there, because there was evidence of a lot of trees across the road, flooding, all sorts. But considering the car's been sat on the drive 2 years because of the fucking thieving pikeys, I won't apologise for calling them that. That's what they are. They don't give a fuck that you can't get to work or anything like that. They don't care. So as far as I'm concerned, hunting pikeys should be an open sport. Anyway, it ran fine. In fact, the only problem we had with the car, it did, and I got the A1 A68, Jedburgh, like that, and then you're into the Highlands and you're up and down the gearbox all the time. But we topped up at Jedburgh, only about half a tank. I think it's about spot on 250 miles to Jedburgh from here, and we topped up. I think I was on just over a quarter tank. It was between half and a quarter, I think, and we worked out it was doing averaging 32 to the gallon, which I didn't think were that bad because it's motorway speeds. It's a 2.3 supercharged. It is not economical. So 32 I was well happy with. Obviously that goes down when you're up in the Highlands because you're up and down the box all the time, and I do tend to drive it Tiptronic. If I'm on the motorway or anything like that, dual carriageway, I'm just cruising, leave it in auto. But if I'm in the Highlands or in an interesting bit, then I'm between second, third and fourth all the time, and drive it as a Tiptronic, and it's good fun. So yeah, the only thing that went wrong, I lost the tail light, and I thought that's odd because they're LED, and usually if an LED goes, just one bulb will go and the rest will illuminate. But I noticed the front side light had gone as well, and I thought they never go. If there's an issue with the actual light, they never go. All of them don't go at once. It'd be a fuse. It'll be the circuit it's on that's at fault. And sure enough, all it was a little 7.5 amp fuse. It's this very one actually, and it's gone pop. Probably can't see, but it had gone pop, knocked that light circuit out. So I replaced that, good as gold, and it's been really good. Never used a drop of oil. Drove well, comfortable. Sounds nice with the baffle out, the supercharger, and yeah, cope with everything through at it basically. But yeah, so there's your answer. I'm actually going now. Goodbye.
He's dead, Jim.